On June 16, 2023, in the capital city of Manila, Philippines, Athena, a Chinese influencer, suddenly disappeared just hours after landing at the international airport. She came at the invitation of a close friend with promises of a relaxing vacation. However, that friend never showed up, and from that moment, Athena left no trace behind. Not long after, the internet erupted with reports claiming that Athena had been tricked by her friend and sold to a human trafficking ring in Manila, with a price tag of up to $10,000 per hour. So what really happened to Athena after she arrived in Manila? Like and subscribe to uncover the full mystery behind Athena's mysterious disappearance. Our main character, Athena Leah, real name Gong Li Mei, born in 2000 in Jieyang, Guangdong, China. She belongs to the young, dynamic generation that quickly grasped the potential of social media. March 2021 marked the beginning of Athena's journey to becoming a professional content creator. Athena became active on Douyin. Thanks to her appearance, she quickly captured the attention of the online community. In October 2021, at the Miss World regional competition in Macau, Athena shined and secured the second runner-up title. This was a turning point, not only affirming her beauty, but also opening new opportunities and increasing her personal brand value on social media. After the contest, Athena became more strategic in building and maintaining her image. She positioned herself as a modern woman, financially independent, confident, self-loving, and living an enviable life. Her profile was filled with images of luxury travel, dining in upscale restaurants, and wearing expensive branded outfits. In 2023, Athena continued to post about her journey to explore the world. In February 2023, fans saw her check in Thailand with cheerful, energetic photos. But just a month later, in March, her account's login location suddenly changed to London, United Kingdom. This trip didn't raise suspicion at first, as it's common for influencers to travel internationally for work, study, or vacation. However, some of her later posts started to show unusual signs. On April 9, 2023, Athena posted a video on Douyin with a cryptic caption: "Read 10,000 books, travel 10,000 miles, earn 10,000 coffins." Loosely translated, read a lot, travel far, make lots of money, and gain big opportunities. Notably, she included the hashtag #StudyAbroadUK. This raised questions. Was Athena truly studying abroad or just on a short trip? On April 23rd, Athena's profile automatically updated with a birthday greeting, a default function of the social media platform. But after that day, Athena's Douyin account began showing unusual inactivity. On June 12, 2023, Athena suddenly posted a photo with friends at a cafe in Hangzhou, China on Xiaohongshu. After that post, Athena completely vanished from the internet. At first, her absence didn't raise much concern. Fans and friends assumed she was busy with work, wanted privacy, or was preparing for a new project. But by July 2023, shocking rumors began spreading like wildfire on Chinese social media. Athena was not only missing, she had been tricked by her trusted friend, Li Maofei, and lured to Manila, Philippines, where she was now allegedly detained. According to unverified sources, in late May 2023, Li Maofei's mother tried contacting Athena via WeChat but received no response. She continued sending messages and made 3 video calls, all unanswered. A few days later, Li Maofei contacted Athena directly, saying she had just broken up with her boyfriend and was in crisis, needing support. She emphasized that Athena was the only friend who had visited her in the UK and that she had few close friends. Moved by her friend's emotional plea, Athena agreed to meet. Li Maofei proposed a vacation and fashion photoshoot trip to the Philippines. After several discussions, Athena agreed, believing it was a chance to relax with a close friend. The two planned to fly to Manila on June 16, 2023. Right before the flight, Li Maofei suddenly canceled her trip, citing a family emergency. This disappointed Athena, as it was Maofei who had initiated the idea. Maofei then reassured her, promising to change her ticket and join the next day. Trusting her friend, Athena decided to travel alone. Before the trip, Li Maofei said she had arranged for someone named Brother Bin to pick her up at Manila Airport. At 2 p.m. on June 16, 2023, Athena boarded flight TRA 8848 from Guangzhou to Manila. Some messages in a three-person group chat, reportedly including Athena, Li Maofei, and her mother, revealed crucial information. Prior to the trip, Li Maofei had financial troubles from gambling losses and even needed help recharging her phone. After June 16th, she continued borrowing money from friends and then suddenly disappeared. This detail raised suspicion. Was Li Maofei's invitation to Athena part of a scheme to resolve her debts, or something worse? On the afternoon of June 16, 2023, Athena arrived at Ninoy Aquino International Airport, Manila. At Gate 7, a man holding a sign with her name was waiting. He identified himself as Neo. According to sources, Neo had booked a presidential suite at Solaire Resort and Casino and prepared a Korean-style dinner to welcome her. However, Neo's real identity remains a mystery. Some suspect he might actually be Brother Bin. Or perhaps Neo was an entirely different person, involved in a premeditated plan with unclear intentions. Right after arriving in Manila, Athena repeatedly called and messaged Li Maofei, urging her to keep her promise to come, but received no reply. Shortly after, Athena's friends suddenly received multiple requests from her asking to borrow money, each with a different reason. This worried her friends. When asked, Athena often avoided answering or vaguely mentioned gambling losses. This was very unusual, as Athena had no history of gambling or financial trouble. Some suspected she may have been coerced or controlled. After June 21, 2023, all contact with Athena was lost. Her phone was unreachable and her WeChat account inactive. Family and friends said she seemed to have vanished in the heart of Manila. On June 22, 2023, Athena's family officially reported her missing to Chinese police. Several details were submitted, including suspicions regarding Li Maofei, the one who invited Athena but did not join the trip. Some unconfirmed reports claim Athena's family spent up to $800,000 trying to rescue her, but failed. To this day, there is no verified information indicating that she has been released. Public attention has shifted to Li Maofei, the close friend who planned the trip, but suddenly canceled due to family matters. Despite being the one who initiated the trip, she never showed up in the Philippines. Her vague whereabouts and inconsistencies in her statements made her a person of interest in the investigation. As the case gained media attention, netizens began digging into Li Maofei's past and discovered several suspicious details. Li Maofei was born in Wuhan, Hubei, studied in Shenzhen, studied abroad in the UK, and was reportedly living in London at the time of the incident. Online, she portrayed herself as a wealthy heiress, frequently flaunting designer goods, luxury cars, and lavish travels. Her goal was believed to be networking with elites and attracting young women like Athena. However, after Athena's disappearance, many accused Li Maofei and her stepmother of luring girls to the UK for shady purposes, possibly even criminal. Under public pressure, Li Maofei denied all accusations, claimed she had no knowledge of Athena's whereabouts, and insisted she had never broken the law. She said they were close friends from school, had lived together in the UK in March 2023, and that she helped Athena take photos and videos for social media. Li Maofei also revealed that Athena once expressed a desire to settle in the UK and had asked for a referral to an immigration lawyer before returning to China. After the meeting with the lawyer, Athena only mentioned returning to China to celebrate her birthday without giving any further details. Li Maofei explained the failed communication in late May and early June by claiming Athena was the one who ignored her messages. Li Maofei even implied that Athena had planned a trip to the Philippines in mid-June with a man named Bin. This explanation seemed aimed at shifting suspicion toward Bin and suggesting Athena arranged the trip herself. In another statement, she admitted to receiving a call from Athena while she was in the Philippines. According to her, Athena said she was gambling at a casino, had lost money, and asked for help. She also warned Li Maofei to be careful. This raises questions. If Athena could call Li Maofei, why didn't she contact her family? And why did all communications cease after that call? Another suspicious detail: Athena's social media accounts were suddenly deleted or deactivated. Her entire list of friends and colleagues vanished just days after she went missing. Throughout the spread of the case, Li Maofei repeatedly changed her statement about her whereabouts. On June 23, When Athena's relatives contacted her via WeChat, she claimed to be in Hong Kong. But on July 25th, when Athena's family called again, it was Li Maofei's father who answered. Later, Li Maofei called back with evasive answers and claimed she was in Japan, denying any involvement in the case. Meanwhile, Athena's friends noticed that Li Maofei had changed her WeChat profile picture, deleted all shared photos, and erased their chat history. Suspicion peaked when Athena's friends recalled that Li Maofei once said she had gone to Manila airport, but found the smell unpleasant and returned to her hotel to shower. This statement directly contradicted her previous claim to the media. "I've never been to the Philippines." Athena's family and friends insisted she had no gambling habits, completely rejecting Li Maofei's claim that Athena lost money at the casino. Faced with growing suspicion, they repeatedly urged Li Maofei to return to China and cooperate with the investigation to clarify her role in the disappearance. The initial police investigation, combined with online information, revealed a more serious possibility. Athena's disappearance may not have been just a conflict between friends, but involved a transnational criminal organization in Southeast Asia. The suspected organization targets young women with standout appearances, especially those popular on social media. They often lure victims to the Philippines, Cambodia, Myanmar, or Thailand with promises of high-paying jobs, free vacations, or through trusted friends. Once victims fall into the trap, they're stripped of documents, held captive, and forced into illegal activities like online scams, prostitution, or working in fake casinos. Li Maofei is accused of being closely linked to this network, allegedly tricking and delivering Athena to them in exchange for material gain. On August 22, 2023, news about Athena went viral, with hashtags like Athena, Pray for Athena, and #Li Maofei flooding Chinese and international social media. Amid growing outrage, many called for help from the Chaoshan Business Association, a group that had helped rescue victims trafficked to Myanmar. Meanwhile, a police anti-fraud video posted by Ningbo Police, Zhejiang, on August 16 listed Athena's real name among the victims. This raised doubts. Did the police know about the case beforehand, or was this a subtle confirmation that Athena had met a tragic fate? Soon after, a blurry video shot from behind showing a girl being dragged into the back door of a nightclub called Asia 1 in Cambodia went viral. A well-known blogger, Lao Bai Mangu, claimed that the girl in the video was Athena. Asia 1 is a luxurious hotspot for the elite in Phnom Penh or Sihanoukville, Cambodia. However, it is rumored to be a front for a high-end trafficking network where women are priced like commodities and lose all freedom. A status allegedly posted by the nightclub manager further shocked the public. Athena is gone. People were confused. Was this a confirmation of her death, or just that she was no longer there? As the search for Athena reached its peak, another figure emerged. Tian Quan, a model and influencer who once competed in Miss Global Chinese and currently works in Cambodia. Netizens noticed Tian wearing the same necklace as Athena, and even identical outfits in live streams. Suspicious signs on Tian's body and her stiff expressions raised concerns she might be under control or used as a deepfake puppet. Some videos seem to be edited using AI to maintain a safe public image. Suspicions escalated when Tian disappeared for 4 days, then suddenly reappeared to deny all rumors. Is Tian Quan directly connected to Athena's disappearance? Or are they both victims of the same underground network in Cambodia? After a long silence and rumors that Athena had died or was held in Asia 1, in early 2024, a year after her disappearance, a new twist shocked social media. A group of young women in elegant gowns were seen at the Chin Bay Casino. Each wore a number on their waist, as if being labeled, evoking images of human trafficking. Among them, a girl in a pink dress wearing the number 66 drew attention due to her strong resemblance to Athena. Unconfirmed sources said number 66 had undergone plastic surgery, but many facial features still matched Athena. Netizens began calling her Girl Number 66, and many theories exploded around her true identity. However, like previous rumors, no official source confirmed who Girl Number 66 was. It could simply be a coincidence in appearance, a mistaken identity, or intentional disinformation. At the end of 2024, Chinese social media erupted with rare positive news. Athena had been successfully rescued and returned home to Guangdong thanks to the Chaoshan Business Association. According to circulating information, some claimed to have seen Athena in China with their own eyes. Others stated she was undergoing psychological treatment and recovering after being held captive and experiencing severe trauma. Rumors even suggested Athena had been forced to give birth during her captivity by a criminal ringleader, though this remains unverified. Another detail noted by netizens was that Athena's old social media account showed a location in Guangdong. However, experts warned that location data can be faked and should not be considered reliable evidence. The most striking point is that all related parties have remained completely silent. There has been no confirmation or denial from Athena, her family, or even the Chaoshan Business Association. This silence can be interpreted in different ways. If Athena truly returned, it's understandable to keep things quiet. After enduring severe trauma, she and her family might want to avoid public attention and allow time for recovery and a peaceful new life. On the other hand, the silence may indicate that the rescue never happened, and that the circulated information was baseless rumor, while Athena's true fate remains unknown. What do you think about this case? Leave a comment below to share your thoughts. This video concludes here. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.
In 1993, in the Philippines, two students, Eileen Sarmenta and Alan Gomez, were kidnapped and brutally assaulted. 8 perpetrators not only assaulted the two victims, but also mercilessly murdered them, discarding their bodies by the roadside and in a sugarcane field. Notably, the mastermind behind this heinous crime was none other than Antonio Sanchez, the mayor of Calauan. Believe it or not, power and authority deluded him into thinking he could escape justice. The case caused a public uproar and media frenzy, serving as a painful wake-up call for Philippine society. This video will reveal dark secrets and heartbreaking stories you've never heard before. Like and subscribe to explore the story with us. Setting of the crime: Calauan, a small peaceful town in Laguna, Philippines. Its vast rice fields and fresh air once symbolized tranquility, but the crime forever changed its image. On June 28, 1993, after a long day at the University of the Philippines, Los Baños, Eileen Sarmenta and Alan Gomez decided to visit a nearby mall to relax and chat. Eileen, a talented agriculture student just months away from graduation, and Alan, her close friend in the same field, had no idea the evening would become an unforgettable nightmare. As Alan got into the driver's seat of his white van and Eileen prepared to close the passenger door, an ambulance suddenly pulled up beside them. 7 men jumped out of the ambulance, 2 of them armed. They quickly approached, leaving Eileen and Alan in shock and confusion. The 2 were forcefully dragged into the back of the ambulance, tied up and gagged. The entire ordeal took less than a minute. The culprits then drove Alan's van behind the ambulance, leaving the mall. The group had been tailing Eileen all day under Sanchez's orders. Failing to find her at the campus, they shifted to the mall, a popular spot for students, and struck as soon as they spotted her. Their plan extended beyond abduction. For Sanchez, a powerful mayor, Eileen was the special gift he demanded to satisfy his depraved desires. About half an hour later, the convoy stopped in front of a large iron gate, leading to a vast estate secured with barbed wire. From the luxurious mansion, Antonio Sanchez emerged in a pristine white tennis outfit. Sanchez ordered Alan to be confined in a dark room while Eileen was brought inside the mansion. The estate was not only Sanchez's retreat from political pressures, but also a secret venue for his illicit activities. Born on August 10, 1949, Antonio Sanchez epitomized power as the mayor of Calauan. Under the guise of a devout and charitable man, Sanchez was a despotic ruler overseeing illegal operations and commanding a private militia to consolidate his influence. Although once removed from office, Sanchez regained his mayoral seat in 1988 and quickly turned it into a haven for corruption and crime. Sanchez's signature mop-like hairstyle was often mocked by locals, but it did not diminish the fear he instilled in Calauan, where his control was absolute. In a televised interview, Antonio Sanchez shocked the nation by openly admitting to having multiple girlfriends and mistresses, despite his wife often accompanying him in public. Ironically, Sanchez frequently praised the Virgin Mary on national television and participated in charitable activities to mask his moral decay. In the summer of 1993, Eileen interviewed Sanchez for a university article. Her beauty and intelligence immediately caught his attention. This encounter set the stage for the harrowing ordeal Eileen would later endure. Returning to that fateful night, Eileen was dragged before Sanchez. Smiling in satisfaction, he turned to ask his subordinates about Alan. A henchman replied that they had to take both to avoid complications since they were together. Sanchez nodded and pulled Eileen into the mansion, slamming the door shut. Inside the mansion, Sanchez forced Eileen to kneel. He circled her, his eyes filled with malice, like a predator savoring its prey. What happened next was horrifying. Eileen was brutally assaulted. The more she resisted, the more Sanchez's actions became grotesque. After satisfying his twisted desires, Sanchez called in his accomplices, who continued to abuse Eileen until she completely lost consciousness. Once they were done, the group turned to the adjacent room and began torturing Alan using the butt of a gun. Near dawn, Sanchez instructed his accomplices to load both Eileen and Alan into Alan's van, intending to erase all traces of their crimes. Eileen, utterly exhausted, was thrown into the back of the van like an object. Alan, covered in blood and wounds, was also tossed in alongside her. The convoy left the estate, driving deep into a dirt road that led to an expansive sugarcane field, where Sanchez's plan for disposal unfolded. In the middle of the field, the vehicle stopped. One accomplice dragged Eileen out of the van, while Alan was pinned to the ground, too weak to resist. One of the men coldly drew a pistol, aimed it directly at Eileen's head, and pulled the trigger. The gunshot echoed through the field as Alan screamed in despair. Despite his struggles, Alan couldn't escape the inevitable. Alan's life ended with 2 gunshots, one to the head and one to the back. To avoid detection, the group left Eileen's body in the sugarcane field and dumped Alan's body on the roadside during their return to Sanchez's estate. Early on June 29, 1993, around 6:30 a.m., Deputy Police Chief Georgie and 4 officers, Ore, Liz, Vincent, and Zorro, conducted a special patrol on the deserted roads of Calauan. They were ostensibly on a mission to apprehend a notorious drug trafficker. While driving along a remote stretch of road, the headlights illuminated an unusual object lying by the roadside. Georgie ordered the vehicle to stop for inspection. Upon closer inspection, they were horrified to discover it was the lifeless body of Alan Gomez. He had been shot twice, once in the head and once in the back, his blood soaking the ground. Alan's body showed signs of severe beating before his death, with visible bruises and bloodstains that revealed a brutal assault. Around the same time, another officer, Boy, patrolling a nearby area, reported finding Alan's van abandoned in the sugarcane field. Inside the van, Boy found Eileen Sarmenta's body, shot point blank in the face. Her body bore numerous signs of torture and horrific abuse. Georgie and his team quickly secured the crime scenes and transported the van to the police station. They reported the incidents to their superiors and informed the victims' families to identify the bodies. News of the crime spread rapidly. The night before, Eileen's roommate had reported her absence to the dorm supervisor, while Alan's parents also reported their son's disappearance. After identification, the victims' families confirmed that the bodies were those of Eileen Sarmenta and Alan Gomez. Eileen was known as a well-behaved and diligent student, making her unexplained absence a cause for concern among friends. During the autopsy, Eileen's shirt was found pulled up to her shoulders, her pants missing, but her favorite white sneakers remained intact. A dirty cloth had been stuffed into Eileen's mouth, and her body bore burns from a chemical acid. These marks indicated the extreme torture she endured before being killed. Alan Gomez was shot at close range, with bullet wounds to his head and back. His body exhibited injuries from severe beatings prior to his death. According to the forensic report, although Eileen had been dead for several hours before discovery, her body still exhibited post-mortem fluid discharge, clear evidence of assault just before her murder. The gruesome details of the crime immediately attracted the attention of the Philippines National Bureau of Investigation, NBI, which dispatched agents to Calauan to assist local authorities. In 1993, the Philippines had yet to adopt DNA technology for criminal investigations, complicating efforts to identify the origins of the fluids found on Eileen's body. However, ballistic analysis of shell casings found near Alan's body revealed they were from a rifle commonly used by police forces. The rifle was registered under the name of Officer Liss, who was part of Deputy Chief Georgie's team during the anti-drug operation on that day. Metallic fragments found on Eileen's face matched the markings on the shell casing, indicating this rifle was the murder weapon. On June 29th, an unusual event occurred. Ore turned in Liss's rifle without explaining why. This raised suspicions about the connection between the two. Both Ore and Liss became prime suspects. However, with no direct evidence proving Liss's involvement, the police withheld this information while continuing their investigation discreetly. The NBI closely monitored the two suspects, but Ore vanished unexpectedly. A few days later, Liss and his brother Boy, who had discovered Eileen's body, unexpectedly surrendered at the police station. Both arrived accompanied by Mayor Antonio Sanchez. Sanchez's presence added complexity to the case and sparked significant public suspicion. Later revelations explained Sanchez's action. He had used his power to coerce the two subordinates into confessing, steering the case in his favor and attempting to expedite the cleanup. In their initial statements, Liss and Boy admitted to killing the two students, but claimed they acted under someone else's orders. When asked about the mastermind, they remained silent, stating only that they were terrified and had no choice. Deputy Chief Georgie seemed to believe their confession and pushed to close the case. However, NBI Chief Cano doubted Liss and Boy's confessions. He suspected a powerful figure orchestrating the entire crime. Cano focused his investigation on the peculiar links between Sanchez and the crime, especially given Sanchez's private estate's proximity to the crime scenes and mounting evidence against him. A pair of Eileen's shorts was found on a highway far from the sugarcane field, a clue provided by Sanchez's driver. A shocking revelation was Sanchez's presence when Liss and Boy surrendered at the police station, deepening suspicions of his role in covering up the truth. NBI investigators delved further into Sanchez's connection to the victims, discovering that Eileen had previously interviewed Sanchez for a university article. During NBI interrogation, Sanchez initially feigned ignorance, claiming he couldn't remember his whereabouts on June 28th. He later changed his statement, asserting that he spent the evening taking his child to his mistress's house, dining in San Pablo City, and returning to the mistress's residence around 10 p.m. Sanchez claimed he stayed there for breakfast and lunch the following day, presenting a seemingly perfect alibi, but one riddled with suspicion. Sanchez's hasty and consistent deflection of blame heightened investigators' doubts. They suspected he was deliberately misleading them. On August 10th, Ore, a previously missing suspect, was apprehended at a large flea market in Manila by NBI agents. Under interrogation, Ore provided detailed accounts of his involvement in the crime, from driving the ambulance to witnessing the brutal acts by all perpetrators. Deputy Chief Georgie and officers Vincent and Zorro were also summoned. Under significant pressure, Vincent became the next to provide testimony. On August 13th, Antonio Sanchez was formally arrested based on Ore and Vincent's statements, along with increasingly clear evidence against him. Ore revealed that on June 28th, Deputy Chief Georgie and he had been given a special assignment by Sanchez to procure the special gift the mayor had requested. The ambulance driven by Ore picked up officers Vincent, Zorro, and Liss before heading to the mall where Eileen and Alan were located. Ore described how the group stopped multiple times along the way to discuss their plan thoroughly. Around 7 p.m., they were ordered to return when the initial target was not found. At a gas station in the city, they picked up Boy, a man named Bob Pitt, and Sanchez's nephew. At this point, Liss revealed the true purpose of their mission: to abduct Eileen as a gift for the mayor. Liss bragged about Eileen's beauty, arousing the interest of the other group members and strengthening their resolve to complete the mission. Subsequently, the heinous acts unfolded as described earlier. Ore and Vincent asserted they did not directly participate in beating Alan or assaulting Eileen, but their statements lacked supporting evidence. Ore also confessed that after the crime, Sanchez was furious, learning that the group's actions were carried out recklessly, leaving traces behind. However, Sanchez reassured the group that everything could be resolved with an amount equivalent to a new car's value, attempting to calm their fears. On June 30th, news spread about a witness spotting a suspicious ambulance near the crime scene. Sanchez acted quickly. He summoned Ore, gave him 2,000 pesos, and ordered him to leave the city to avoid identification. His tone was more threatening than suggestive. Clearly, the so-called anti-drug operation involving the 4 officers above was merely a perfect cover to aid Ore's escape. During a search of Sanchez's estate, police discovered Eileen's belt and cigarette burns used to torture her. These pieces of evidence once again confirmed the direct connection between Sanchez and the horrific acts that took place. When the trial began, Sanchez always appeared confident. He brought along a statue of the Virgin Mary and wore his signature white tennis outfit. Arrogantly, Sanchez claimed in court that he could not have assaulted Eileen because, with my power and charm, all women would willingly come to me. Sanchez's statements outraged the public, but he maintained a defiant attitude in court, showing no remorse or fear. Other accomplices also provided conflicting defenses. Listen Boy claimed they were coerced by Chief Cano to blame Sanchez. Deputy Chief Georgie testified that he was forced to commit the crimes, but avoided explaining the reasons. After 16 months of tense trials, on March 11, 1995, the court delivered its final verdict, rejecting all defenses from Sanchez and his accomplices. Sanchez and 5 accomplices were convicted of rape, murder, and kidnapping. Each received 7 consecutive life sentences, totaling 280 years. The judge also ordered the group to pay 12 million pesos in compensation to the victims' families, emphasizing the rarity and severity of their crimes. Upon hearing the verdict, Sanchez's calm and devout image instantly vanished. He angrily shouted in court, revealing his true nature. That same year, Sanchez was further implicated in a political assassination where Liz, Vincent, and 2 others acted under his orders. During the new trial, Vincent testified and identified accomplices, leading to an additional 2 life sentences for Sanchez and Liz. This meant Sanchez faced a total of 360 years in prison, with no chance of parole throughout his life. Nonetheless, Sanchez continued to deny all crimes, claiming it was a political conspiracy to destroy his reputation before the gubernatorial election. Sanchez's statements failed to convince the public. With undeniable evidence and a defiant attitude, he became a symbol of corrupted power and crime. The case of Antonio Sanchez and the deaths of Eileen Sarmenta and Alan Gomez left a stain on the legal and political history of the Philippines. It served not only as a warning about the corruption of power, but also as a testament to the bravery of those who fought to bring justice. This concludes the video. Thank you for watching this gripping story. If you found it engaging, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.
A wild party with 11 men ended with the mysterious death of Christine, a beautiful flight attendant. Bruises, scratches, and traces of semen on her body raised suspicions that she might have been assaulted to death. Police quickly identified the 11 men at the party as the main suspects. Conflicting statements, evidence discrepancies, and the victim's family's outrage pushed the case into the media spotlight. Then, a surprising twist emerged. The police declared all suspects innocent. Was this explanation convincing, or just a cover-up for the truth? The case became a symbol of the Philippine justice system's failures and the injustices victims endure. This is entirely a true story. Join us as we uncover dark secrets and gripping twists you've never heard before. Don't forget to like and subscribe to explore this story with us. The central figure of this story is Christine de Serra. Born on April 13, 1997, in General Santos, she was the second of 4 siblings. From a young age, Christine stood out with her natural beauty. Neighbors often praised her sweet and elegant appearance. Christine wasn't just beautiful. She was also an excellent student, always at the top of her class, becoming the ideal role model in the eyes of parents. In 2017, she participated in the Miss Universe Philippines pageant and won the title of first runner-up. However, she didn't achieve significant fame in the entertainment industry, but she never gave up. Christine decided to pursue another dream, becoming a flight attendant. With confidence and talent, she quickly passed the rigorous selection process and officially joined the Philippine Airlines crew in 2019. This success marked a significant turning point in Christine's life. To facilitate her work, Christine de Serra moved to Manila, the bustling and vibrant capital of the Philippines. It was here she began building her independent life, shining with confidence as a flight attendant for Philippine Airlines. On December 28, 2020, Christine posted a photo with the caption, "The last flight of the year." Little did anyone know that caption inadvertently foretold her tragic fate. That flight wasn't just the last of the year. It was the last of her life. On December 31, 2020, New Year's Eve, a time when everyone eagerly awaited the new year, Christine decided to make the night unforgettable. She planned to invite a few close friends to celebrate together. Coincidentally, 3 of her close friends, Romeo Gallio, Goodman Jonah, and another companion, suggested hosting a party at a special venue. After some discussion, they chose the 4-star City Garden Hotel in Makati, a location renowned for its luxury and excellent service. Christine and her 3 friends checked into room 2209 at the hotel. Initially, it was just a small gathering of 4 people. However, things quickly changed when her 3 friends unexpectedly invited 8 more people. These guests were all men and strangers to Christine. The 8 new guests checked into room 2207, right next to Christine's group. Interestingly, aside from Christine, the remaining 11 men all knew each other. A lone woman at a party with 11 men, one could only imagine how wild their New Year's Eve celebration turned out to be. The group of 12 partied continuously to loud music until 6 a.m. before eventually falling asleep. At 10 a.m. the next morning, Gallio was the first to wake up. He groggily walked into the bathroom. The sight that greeted him made him freeze. Christine lay in the bathtub, motionless, as if in a deep sleep. Thinking she had drunk too much and fallen asleep, Gallio didn't wake her but gently pulled a hotel blanket over her and returned to bed, unaware that this action would haunt him later. Near noon, Gallio woke again, sensing something was wrong. He returned to the bathroom to check on Christine. This time, from a distance, he noticed her face was pale, with an unusual bluish hue to her skin. A vague fear gripped him. Trembling, Gallio moved closer to check her breathing. He froze in horror upon realizing Christine was dead. Overwhelmed and panicked, Gallio immediately called his friends Goodman and Sina for help. The 3 tried performing CPR on Christine, but to no avail. With no other options, they sought assistance from hotel staff to transport her to Makati Hospital. At the hospital, doctors confirmed Christine had passed away before arrival. The initial conclusion was that she died from a ruptured aortic aneurysm. Additionally, numerous signs of possible assault raised suspicion of foul play, prompting the doctors to report the case to Makati Police. On January 2, 2021, the autopsy results were released, confirming the hospital's findings. The cause of death was a ruptured aortic aneurysm. However, the forensic report revealed more unusual signs on her body. Forensic doctors noted bruises and scars on Christine's right arm, knees, and ankles. Notably, scratches and tears were observed on her inner thighs, intensifying suspicions of assault before her death. The scratches in Christine's intimate area were the most critical detail, leading to speculation that she might have endured a severe attack. Physical and mental pressure could have contributed to the ruptured aortic aneurysm, leading to Christine's painful and sudden death. The Makati City Police Chief quickly held a press conference after receiving the forensic results. He declared, "This is a serious murder case. The 11 men present with the flight attendant are the prime suspects." He also revealed that semen was found in Christine's body, considered key evidence supporting the theory that she might have been assaulted before her death. 3 suspects were arrested, while the remaining 8 were being aggressively hunted. He gave the remaining suspects a 72-hour deadline to surrender, warning of severe consequences if they continued to evade capture. This information spread nationwide, sparking outrage and heated discussions. A beautiful flight attendant, 11 men, a wild night, and a mysterious death. These elements turned the case into a media frenzy. Social media platforms exploded with polarized opinions. Many harshly criticized the group of 11 men, demanding strict justice and punishment. Others blamed Christine's reckless lifestyle, arguing she put herself at risk. While the public debated, an unexpected development occurred. The 3 arrested suspects consistently claimed they were innocent and had nothing to do with Christine's death. The 3 suspects stated they were Christine's closest friends. According to them, no one in their group had any intention of harming her. They even revealed a surprising detail. All 3 were gay. "We only care about men, we're not interested in women," they claimed, also asserting that the other 8 men were part of the LGBTQ+ community. Their statements raised new questions. If all 11 men were uninterested in women, why did Christine show signs of assault? Where did the semen found in her body come from? Could a 12th individual have entered the scene during that fateful New Year's Eve? The families of the 11 suspects didn't remain silent. They began speaking out, accusing the police of handling the case unprofessionally. They concluded our children were guilty without proper investigation. "This is a grave injustice," one parent exclaimed. The mounting pressure forced the investigative team to re-examine the case thoroughly. This time, flaws in the investigation began to surface, shocking not only the suspects' families but also the public. The first oversight was finding semen in Christine's body, but failing to conduct DNA comparisons with the suspects before announcing it as incriminating evidence. Such a hasty move raised doubts about the accuracy of the conclusion. Although the forensic report detailed the victims' injuries, it did not clarify how they were inflicted. This left major questions about the true cause of Christine's death. Reviewing the hotel's surveillance footage revealed a narrative completely different from the initial theory. At 11:38 p.m. on December 31st, Christine was seen on camera holding a glass of wine and chasing 2 men from room 2207 to room 2209. She appeared cheerful and relaxed. The footage showed no signs of coercion or struggle. She seemed fully engaged in the festivities, contradicting earlier assumptions of an assault. During this time, Christine called her mother, joyfully sharing that she was having a wonderful New Year's Eve at the hotel, with no indication of any distress. At 2:50 a.m., cameras captured Christine holding hands with a man as they left room 2209. She smiled naturally, exuding happiness, while the man accompanying her looked slightly reluctant. 2 minutes later, the man led Christine back to room 2209. He repeatedly rang the doorbell and knocked on the door, nervously glancing around as if seeking an escape from an awkward situation. Christine suddenly leaned in and kissed the man. Her actions left him visibly embarrassed, awkwardly pushing her away gently. His body language suggested discomfort and a desire to end the situation quickly. This man was identified as Goodman, one of Christine's closest friends. At 4:13 a.m., cameras recorded Christine heavily intoxicated, unsteady on her feet. An unidentified man had to carry her back to room 2209. At 6:23 a.m., Christine appeared again on camera, this time exhausted and being carried by another individual back to room 2209. Apart from the surveillance footage, Christine's friends had taken a photo of her sitting in front of a toilet, visibly drunk. After the release of these videos and images, public sentiment shifted. Many concluded that Christine's friends had genuinely cared for her, ensuring her safety and helping her back to her room. Based on the new evidence, police were forced to release Christine's 3 close friends. They declared that the samples taken from her body might have been contaminated during the embalming process before the autopsy. A shocking announcement followed. Christine died of natural causes unrelated to the 11 men at the party. This statement stunned the public and reignited heated debates. Police, who had once issued warrants accusing the suspects of murder, now cleared them within hours, deeming them unrelated to the case. The rapid reversal left many questioning the investigation's integrity. Public outrage grew, criticizing the police's inefficiency and transparency. Questions about corruption and mishandling of the case echoed throughout the nation. Speculation arose that the suspects' families had leveraged their wealth and influence to pressure law enforcement. The public demanded a thorough and transparent reinvestigation, urging the removal of any corrupt elements. Christine's family insisted that she had been drugged and abused before her death. Her mother declared she was willing to have her daughter's body exhumed for another autopsy if necessary. The grieving mother told the press, "I cannot accept any hasty conclusions. If necessary, I will do whatever it takes to ensure justice is served. My daughter did not deserve such an unjust death." Her statement immediately sparked a wave of strong public support. Christine's family officially filed a lawsuit against the police and related agencies, accusing them of negligence and carelessness in the investigation. Additionally, Christine's mother appealed directly to the President of the Philippines, urging him to seek justice for her daughter. On January 27, 2021, after weeks of investigation, the Philippine National Bureau of Investigation held a press conference to release the final forensic report. The report revealed that Christine's heart weighed 500 grams, far exceeding the average weight of 300 grams for a normal person. Experts concluded that this condition might have resulted from a sudden spike in blood pressure, leading to the ruptured aortic aneurysm, the direct cause of death. Internal hemorrhaging was also detected in her kidneys, supporting the hypothesis that Christine's death was not caused by external forces, but was a result of extreme physical strain from alcohol consumption and prolonged excitement. Investigators found a white powder in the hotel room, initially suspected to be illegal drugs. However, tests confirmed it was only table salt, with no illicit substances linked to the case. Separate tests conducted on the 11 suspects revealed no traces of illegal substances in their bodies. However, a small amount of medication for high blood pressure was found in Christine's system, providing another clue about her health condition. The bruises and abrasions on Christine's body remained controversial. While there was no direct evidence linking them to foul play, investigators suggested they could have resulted from drunken falls or the process of transporting her to the hospital in a wheelchair. Christine's close friends insisted they did everything possible to save her. They recounted performing CPR when they found her unresponsive before seeking hotel staff's assistance to get her to the hospital. On April 23, 2021, the police released a 19-page investigation report concluding that there was insufficient evidence to classify the case as a homicide. The report emphasized that none of the suspects had any motive for a crime, and their actions were solely aimed at helping Christine. Christine's death was ruled to have been caused by natural factors, including alcohol consumption, excitement, and underlying health conditions. After months of debate, the police officially dismissed all charges against the 11 suspects due to a lack of evidence. They asserted that there was no criminal activity linked to the group and declared the case closed. Nevertheless, public outrage persisted. Christine's family continued to accuse the 11 men of committing a crime and lying. They claimed the evidence was tampered with and demanded an independent investigation. In response, 5 of the 11 men filed counter-lawsuits against Christine's family, accusing them of defamation and slander on social media, escalating the legal battle for months. On February 7, 2022, over a year after Christine's death, the police once again stated that all accusations related to her death were unfounded. They also issued an official statement declaring the case closed and urged the public to stop spreading rumors. Additionally, the police announced that City Garden Hotel was fined and suspended from operating for 6 months for violating pandemic protocols. At the time of the incident, government regulations strictly limited 2 people per room. The hotel violated these rules by allowing the group of 12 to host an unauthorized party. However, the case could not simply end there. Christine's family refused to accept the closure and continued to demand a review of the case by the Philippine government. Meanwhile, some Filipinos believed the case had been manipulated by financial influence. Reports of the suspects' affluent backgrounds fueled suspicions that they used money to pressure law enforcement and investigative agencies. Facing pressure from all sides, the Philippine government pledged to reform its investigation system to ensure similar incidents would not occur in the future. However, this promise did little to quell public skepticism and anger. The Christine de Serra case became a symbol of the justice system's weaknesses and the injustices victims endure. It also highlighted issues of discrimination and inequality in society, prompting calls for comprehensive reform. This concludes today's story. Thank you for watching this thrilling account. If you found it intriguing, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to ensure you don't miss our next captivating stories.